I'll start with a quote from a popular Bollywood movie, Om Shanti Om. It says, अगर किसी चीज़ को दिल से चाहो, तो पूरी कायनात आपको उसको मिलाने में जुड़ जाती है. If you truly desire something from the bottom of your heart, the universe will start working in your favor to get you that. But is it true though? I mean, all of these things look really good in real life, but can you really convert your realities to get what you want in real life? That's what we're going to figure out today. Hi everyone, my name is Smiti and I'm the founder of Advantage Club. And today I'm here to talk about the power of manifestation and how you can train your brain to manifest your dreams into reality, plus be more confident, be less nervous in nature and get what you want. A few years ago, UCLA, which is also my alma mater, did a study on the power of manifestation. They divided people in two groups. First, the people who would visualize the pretty outcome and they would visualize it over and over again. And the second group who would not just visualize the outcome, they would also visualize the hard work associated, the effort associated with actually achieving that outcome. Naturally, the second group did way better than the first group when it came to achieving their dreams and converting them into a reality. So how can you put manifestation or visualization as a technique to train your brain and eventually rehearse things in your head before they actually happen in real life? Let me give you a few personal examples. I have used manifestation as a tool very effectively my entire life. So, for example, I wanted to get into UCLA. I only wanted to go to UCLA. I did not want to go to Stanford or Harvard or MIT. I was clear on that. Primarily because my uncle and aunt had studied at UCLA, so they used to speak very highly about it. Ever since I was a child, I've been listening to stories about it. My Nana Nani lived in LA, so it would be an easy access for me. And I wanted to do something in networks, and UCLA is literally the birthplace of the internet. Now, how do I get into that college? The first piece is obviously you research, you figure out how you can be perfect on paper. I spoke to a lot of people who studied in that college. I got the right grades and the right certificates and the right percentage. I knew social work would help, so I did a lot of social work, which changed my life, by the way, and that's a different topic. And I became perfect on paper to get that admit. Now, what happened on the day of the results? I get an email from UCLA saying that my application is on hold. I had applied to 11 universities. Most of them had accepted, some of them had rejected, but this was the only university which put me on hold. In Hindi we say, "Aap Qatar mein hain, kripiya pratiksha kare." I was not going to let myself be sitting in a Qatar and waiting to be admitted to my dream. So what did I do? For a moment, of course, I froze, and then I thought deeply about it. I figured out solutions that how can I change my outcome now? I visualized different steps I could take from now to change this outcome, and maybe I could find one of those outcomes which will work in my favor. And I found that one outcome. I wrote a 3-pager essay, email to the graduate affairs counselor at that point, Steve Arbuckle, with point-by-point definitions on why this has been my dream college and why I am the right person to be admitted there. And I didn't stop there. I found 40 other emails of UCLA online of every professor, every graduate office person. I even wrote to people who used to organize trips for the students, hoping that somewhere someone will read my email, make a difference, and maybe get me the admit. I did every 2-day follow-ups as well. Naturally, in a week, I got my admit. I utilized the power of visualization to get into Microsoft US as well. Again, another of my dreams. I wanted to go to that, company really, really badly. So the easiest way to get into Microsoft US, if you've interned at Microsoft US, I bombed the internship interview. I was so bad. I was so nervous. I literally froze. I could not even tell you my name at that point if you asked me to. Naturally, they rejected me. I would have rejected myself. And they didn't call me for the full time because now I was in the rejected pile. Now, how do I alter that reality and I put myself in the accepted pile? I realized that Microsoft used to keep coming to the campus to keep doing these talks for the students. One of such talks was happening by the VP of Windows at that point in time. This was my opening. I went to that talk, I signed up for that talk, and before I went to that talk, I rehearsed the entire conversation with that VP post his talk in my head. I came up with like a very cool opening line. Like I went to him and I said that, Windows keeps sending us different reminders every time there's a crash to give feedback. And you have like crores of customers. Is there anyone really sitting and reading that feedback? So I started with that opening line, and before I actually did that, I rehearsed that thing in my head. I imagined myself going and talking to that person, picking up the courage, starting that conversation, and eventually steering that conversation to getting that interview. And that worked. The guy got me an interview, and I was flown to Redmond. Now, I was again in the same Redmond office 6 months later, doing the same 5-round interview where I had frozen 6 months earlier. But this time I was prepared. I was not going to let my nerves or my self-confidence deter the result. So before I actually went to the interview, again, I visualized the interview in my head. Obviously, I don't know what questions are going to come, but I can control how I'm going to behave. I can control my confidence, my nervousness, the way I behave there when I'm doing that 5-round interview. And believe me, it worked so well for me. On the day of the interviews, I was so confident, I was playing Xbox Kinect boxing with the HRs in the middle of interview breaks, while my counterparts were frantically preparing for the rounds. That fake confidence I built up in my head really played out in real life. I killed it in every interview. In one of the interviews, I even pointed out a mistake of the interviewer. And this was the same me who couldn't even tell her name 6 months ago. That's how you use manifestation as a tool to actually build your self-confidence and unlock your inner drive. Now, let me walk you through some examples. Say, for example, you want to run a marathon, or you want to get a promotion, or you want to start your own business. Your brain is always designed with a negativity switch. The first thing your brain will do is start finding reasons to not do it today. If you want to run a marathon, your brain's going to say, oh, I can't wake up at 5 in the morning. I have a full day of work ahead of me. If I go out running in the cold, I will catch a cold. I will fall sick. It will affect my work performance. I can start the diet from tomorrow. Let me sneak in some late night chips today. I will start from tomorrow. If you want to, say, for example, start your own venture, or you want to get a promotion, what is your brain going to say? Oh, I can't upskill myself for the promotion. It's too hard. I'm already working 8 hours, 10 hours a day. I go home, I'm exhausted. I can't do all of this on top of my existing work. If you want to start a venture, your brain is going to tell you, oh, I can't be financially unstable. I have responsibilities in life. Maybe I will do this later when I'm more, self-reliant, when I'm not that stuck up on finances. Maybe I will do this later. And that later and that tomorrow will never come. So how do you train your brain into doing the right thing and doing the right thing today? Manifestation and visualization can help you there. So you're not exactly imagining the pretty outcome. You're not imagining being famous, or you're not imagining getting that fat paycheck, or you're not imagining getting that marathon trophy. You're imagining, you're visualizing waking up at 5 in the morning, even if you've slept at 3 in the morning. You're visualizing putting on your running shoes, washing your face, going out in the cold, and breaking your body over that training. You're visualizing having that uncomfortable conversation with your manager to understand what needs to be done and then do it. You're visualizing the countless sleepless nights you are spending while you work towards building your business, and you don't even have financial stability at that point of time. By visualizing the difficult pieces in your life which are going to happen in the future, you are training your brain to be prepared when the D-Day comes. So that when that day comes, you know that these problems are going to happen. You're already aware of them and you're able to navigate them better. That's how you utilize manifestation in your life to get your overall inner dreams. You can also use other strategies, like some people use journaling as an effective way of visualization. So if there are 5 things I can do, what are the 5 outcomes of those 5 things? And which outcome is going to be most in my favor? Some people create vision boards, mood boards. You can do all of that, but don't just put your end goal on the vision board. Put the steps and break it down as smaller goals. Put the steps associated with those goals in your vision board as well. So after my talk today, you're going to go with 2 thought processes. One is, this is great, let's try it out. The second and the most plausible one, because your brain is designed with a negativity switch, is going to be, this is crazy. ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. This is your brain trying to sabotage you to achieve your inner goal. So the way to tell your brain now is that, let's try it out. What's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to lose 1 hour of my life visualizing, breaking down into steps, planning for my future, and feeling everything which I'm going to feel in the future. I waste countless hours of my life every day watching TV anyway. But what if it works out? What if it gives me the right confidence? It makes me less nervous, less afraid, less scared to actually go and achieve my goals. What if this changes my life? Worth a try, right? Once again, my name is Smiti, and thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope visualization and manifestation can train your brain into really achieving what you need. Thank you.